The truth NASCAR tried to hide. Imagine building a car so fast, so powerful that even NASCAR had to step in. This isn't a rumor, it isn't a myth. Tonight we reveal the story of the Ford Torino Talladega and the Boss 429. To understand how Ford fooled NASCAR, go back to the late 1960s. NASCAR was exploding. Muscle cars were the battlefield. The aero wars had begun. Cars were becoming weapons to bend the rules. Ford wanted dominance. But to win they had to outsmart NASCAR itself. And that's when Ford created a car that changed everything. At first glance it looked normal. Appearances were deceiving. Ford reshaped the nose, lowered the body, added hidden tweaks for speed. The Torino Talladega wasn't just fast, it was unstoppable. But the most shocking move was what Ford hid under the hood. Next, the Boss 429, a racing engine disguised as a street motor. This is the shocking truth behind Ford's illegal NASCAR car. In 1969, Ford introduced the Torino Talladega. Engineers secretly reshaped the nose and smoothed the body. On paper, Ford built enough cars to meet NASCAR's rules. Barely. But insiders say most were never meant for the public. Enter the Boss 429, a 7.0-liter V8 built to dominate the high banks. On paper, it was a street engine. In reality, it was a racing heart. Ford claimed 500 road versions to homologate the engine. The road cars were detuned and clumsy. The race cars were hand-built and lethal. Insiders called it a loophole. Others called it fraud. NASCAR looked the other way. For a time. On the track, the results were obvious. Superior speed and stability. Rivals struggled to keep up. The advantage was too obvious. NASCAR had to respond. Next, how Ford fooled the system, and what forced NASCAR to act. NASCAR required manufacturers to build a minimum number of production cars. Ford met the numbers on paper, but the street cars weren't the same as the racers. Public versions were detuned with poorer handling. Race cars had hand-built engines, tuned aerodynamics, and secret mods. Ford's tactic? Build just enough production cars, then hide the real race hardware. On the track, the disguises came off, and the truth showed up in the lap times. Dodge and Chevy played similar games, but Ford's was the boldest. The advantage was so clear it forced NASCAR to rewrite the rulebook. NASCAR tightened homologation rules and changed what counted as a production car. Today these cars are legends, and proof of just how high the stakes were. Ford built a machine that bent rules, fooled a sport, and changed racing forever. This is the shocking truth behind Ford's illegal NASCAR car. Sources, archival footage and period reporting. In 1970, NASCAR had had enough. The so-called aero cars were too fast, too dangerous, and too far removed from reality. They banned the most extreme designs, including Ford's Talladega and Dodge's Daytona. The Boss 429 engine, once Ford's secret weapon, was rendered useless overnight. Ford had fooled NASCAR, but only for a short time. Their quest for dominance had backfired, and NASCAR slammed the door shut on their strategy. But the legacy of Ford's lie still lives on today, in ways you might not expect. The Torino Talladega and Boss 429 are now rare collector's items, selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. To car enthusiasts, they're legends. To historians, they're proof of how far automakers were willing to go to cheat the system. The shocking truth is this: without Ford's lie, NASCAR might never have evolved into the sport it is today. Ford forced NASCAR to tighten its rules, close loopholes, and ensure fairness. In a strange way, Ford's deception saved the sport. And that's why Ford's illegal car isn't just a dark chapter. It's the most important story in NASCAR history. The legacy lives on in cars, rules, and the culture of racing. They command enormous prices, but their true value is how they change the rules, and the sport itself. So the next time you see a Ford Talladega or hear the growl of a Boss 429, remember this: it wasn't just a car, it was a lie. A lie so bold, so dangerous, that it changed NASCAR forever. This was the shocking truth behind Ford's illegal NASCAR car. If you enjoyed this documentary, hit subscribe for more forgotten stories, hidden truths, and shocking moments from the history of cars. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.